News, rumors and opinions Friday p.m. March 28, 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Ariel. Huge news for America and the world. Disclose.tv. Just in, United States has suspended financial contributions to the World Trade Organization, Reuters. Huge news for America and the world. Let's go through some quick bullet points as to why. Shall we? 1. Shatters the globalist leash. Cutting WTO funds snaps a chain that's tethered U.S. sovereignty to a faceless bureaucracy. Freeing America to forge trade deals that don't kneel to 164 nations' consensus deals that prioritize its own steel, farms, and factories. 2. Starves the paper tiger. The WTO's $232 million budget, 2024, is a bloated hog. 11% from U.S. pockets feeding endless debates while China skirts rules. Starving it forces a leaner, meaner system or its collapse, either way ending the charade of fair trade theater. 3. Unmasks hidden players. With the U.S. out, shadow influencers, think corporate lobbyists and state-owned enterprises lose their Geneva puppet strings. Exposing who's really been rigging the game behind WTO's marble facade. 4. Ignites regional power blocks. No WTO cash flow sparks a scramble NAFTA 2.0, EU trade forts. Asian pacts reshuffling global alliances into tighter, more accountable units, not some utopian one-world mess that never worked. 5. Kills the arbitration farce. The WTO's dispute system, crippled since 2019 by U.S. judge blocks, gets a mercy KL. Nations now settle trade scores bilaterally, mano a mano, cutting the middleman who couldn't enforce jack anyway. 6. Boosts the underdog hustle. Smaller nations, freed from WTO's rigid script, can barter directly with the U.S. Leveraging raw deals, think rare earths from Africa or lithium from South America over China's chokehold, shaking up global supply chains. 7. Defangs China's dodge. Beijing's developing nation status at WTO long a loophole for subsidies and dumping crumbles without US dollars propping the system. America can now hit back with tariffs that bite, not beg for Geneva's nod. 8. Reclaims tech edge. The WTO's stalled digital trade rules, US dropped demands in 2023, kept tech giants caged. Suspension lets America unilaterally lock down data flows and IP, shielding its silicon crown from foreign poachers. 9. Lights a fire under Congress. No WTO safety net forces DC to get off its A*S craft trade laws with teeth, not just react to global edicts. It's a wake-up call for a legislature that's sleepwalked through decades of outsourcing. 10. Unleashes economic Darwinism. Without WTO's nanny state rules, markets turn B*******LL survival of the fittest. U.S. industries either adapt fast, innovate, retool or die, purging the weak and forging a harder economic spine. This isn't about cheerleading, it's about seeing the dominoes fall, the masks drop, and the game reset. For Americans, it's clawing back what's theirs. For the world, it's a mirror to its own grit or lack thereof. 11. Cracks the green agenda. WTO's limp climate trade talks, stalled since 1995, lose steam without U.S. funds. America can now push bilateral green tech deals, think solar with India, wind with Brazil, skipping the eco-preaching gridlock. 12. Frees the dollar's muscle. Less tied to WTO's trade web, the U.S. can wield its currency like a sledgehammer: sanctions, incentives, whatever works without Geneva's red tape slowing the swing. 13. Sparks a trade renegade wave. Other big players, EU, Japan, might follow, ditching WTO's sinking ship. A fractured system births a new order, one where power, not bureaucracy, dictates terms, shaking the world out of its trade coma. 14. Ends the fentanyl excuse game. WTO's paralysis on DG precursors, China's exports untouched, gets no more U.S. cover. Suspension lets America hammer direct trade bans, targeting the flow that's killing its streets, no diplomatic dance required. 15. Reveals the void's hunger. If the WTO folds, the gap it leaves in regulated trade chaos shows the world what the arc felt like. A force unbound, eating control. Nations either step up or get devoured, proving order's price in real time. X22 report. Streamed on March 27, 12:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Today's guest, Bob Kudla. Bob begins the conversation discussing net zero in Germany and the EU. We have two situations as of right now: US, China moving towards fossil fuels, and Germany and the EU moving towards net zero. The people will see the difference. Gold might be revalued to where Bitcoin is. This has been done before during the 1930s. Trump sent a message to the Fed by choosing April 2nd. This date is when the Coinage Act came into existence. Frank 26. I see so many things that are not for 1310. We could make a long list and we still wouldn't complete the list. What's the list? All the things that are waiting for the new exchange rate? 1310 is not for what Sadani is going to do. Militiaman article quote. Sudanai said the United States Treasury described the progress in reforming the banking system as the revaluation we dreamed of. That's the United States Treasury saying that. Quote. He also promised to launch a reform plan to correct the banking sector, which is the most important in Iraq's history. This doesn't sound like things of the past. I've never seen this type of language before, especially coming from a prime minister. Quote. We will launch the reforms after Eid. That's huge. If he sticks to his guns and sticks to what he says, that's not very far off. Quote. He says it will be the most important plan since the founding of the Iraqi state. Really? Have you ever heard that before? I don't think so. I haven't. This is a wow. 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 Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.